Socioeconomic status, defined by the American Psychological Association, is a characteristic derived from a combination of education, income, and occupation, and is a critical aspect of student diversity. Socioeconomic diverse schools expose students to their peers' different backgrounds, increase dialogue between cultures, and help reduce racial bias and stereotypes. Religious diversity is the coexistence of different religions and practices in society. It is important in the classroom to promote religious diversity so that students feel safe and accepted by their peers and teachers. This also goes for students who do not practice a religion or belief. Sexual orientation is defined as a person's sexual identity in relation to the gender to which they are attracted. The fact of being heterosexual, homosexual, or bisexual. Sexual orientation is different from gender and gender identity. In August of 2014, the Resolution on Gender and Sexual Orientation Diversity in Children and Adolescents in Schools was adopted. The resolution calls for K-12 public schools to be places of safety and support for all students, and offers recommendations for policies, programs, training, and practices. The United States is a racially and ethnically diverse country. Therefore, it is important to remember the benefits of creating an ethnic and racially diverse classroom. Teaching students to be accepting of all races and ethnic backgrounds can encourage understanding and, in the end, install a culturally responsive classroom.
Cultural diversity can be defined as the inclusion of diverse people in a group or organization. The promotion of cultural differences in a culturally responsive learning environment occurs when interest is expressed in the ethnic background of students and when every culture in the classroom is respected and recognized. Teachers must realize that every student has a different story, background, and culture. Do not let these differences divide, but rather let them bring together a community of diverse and valued learners. Classroom activities in a culturally responsive learning environment must strive to remain inclusive, respectful, anti-biased, and engaging. Everyday classroom activities such as reading, drawing, writing, discussing, and more can be made culturally responsive by incorporating materials that promote different cultures. For example, if a class read and studied a book about Native Hawaiians and their culture, it could lead to many great discussions, artwork, and a development of understanding and respect of that culture among students. A key point to remember is to not stereotype cultures during lessons. Make the content authentic and relatable to students. Dr. Joyce Epstein of Johns Hopkins University developed a framework of 6 types of parental involvement, including parenting, communicating, learning at home, volunteering, decision-making, and collaborating with community. When encouraging family involvement in a culturally responsive learning environment, it is important that families know they are welcome, accepted, and valued in the classroom. Be accommodating to all language and cultural differences, and even invite parents to present talks and/or demonstrations about their specialized knowledge or skills, or even present a lesson about their culture. Culturally responsive curriculum is the most important factor when promoting a culturally responsive learning environment. It sees cultural differences as assets, challenges racial and cultural stereotypes, prejudices, racism, and other forms of intolerance, injustice, and oppression. Most importantly, culturally responsive curriculum gives students the opportunity to be change agents for social justice and academic equity. Take time to incorporate each of your students' cultures into your classroom decorations, curriculum, celebrations, and everyday routines.